Hey there, awesome accounting student. Mark Franke here. This is the orientation for Accounting 102. I'm so happy that you're in the class, and I look forward to working with you this semester. You guys are seasoned veterans. You've been through Accounting 100 and 101, and now we're going to have some fun applying those concepts in a business environment, which is what Accounting 102 is all about. First and foremost, I have office hours on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. I encourage you to come in and talk to me. The link is here on the syllabus. If those do not work for you, those times do not work for you, I'm happy to set up an appointment with you when it does work for you. As with everybody at this time in the world, we have the COVID thing going on. I'm at home most of the time, and I can schedule an appointment if you tell me when you're available. But give me a couple of options and give me a day or two notice, and we'll do it. If you don't have day or two notice, send me an email. And if I'm here and I'm at my desk and I see the email, I can accommodate. But anyway, the point is, I encourage you to come and talk with me if you have any concerns, or you have any questions, or you need help, or you want to talk about college football, although college football isn't happening this year, I don't think, and that's a bummer. Anyway, we are going to focus on the managerial accounting thing, and we'll talk about more of the details in a minute. But this is really about how to run a business from an accountant's perspective, and that's what this class is all about. So if you haven't taken Accounting 101, you need to do that first. And so if you have not had Accounting 101, let me know, and I can probably get you into my Accounting 101 class, but hopefully that's not going to be an issue. So you should have the 8th edition of the textbook, Financial and Managerial Accounting. The first half was what we used in Accounting 101, and we're going to use the second half, chapters 13 through 24, in this class. So the good thing is you don't need to buy a new book. You don't need to buy a new access code. They should work just fine. You will need, however, some pencils and paper. My favorite pencil is a Pentel 0.7. I use it all the time. But you can use regular old pencils like this, and that will work fine as well. Your grade will be based on points. I don't give grades to students. I assign grades to students based on the points that they earn. And you have 1,000 points that are available right now, which includes exams, homework, Excel problems, some writing assignments, some quizzes that you'll take, some videos and different things that you will view. Participation will have some discussion board items and some other things that you will participate in. And then there's some pre-quizzes that are just a few points. But this is the 1,000 points. If you earn 900 of those points, you will earn an A, and I will assign you an A. So nothing would make me happier than for everybody to get an A, because I don't grade on a curve. So I've never had a class where there weren't A's in it. I haven't had a class where everybody got an A, but if everybody earns an A, everybody will get an A. It's that simple. And I would be the happiest person on earth if that happened. So it's all about you practicing and performing with the stuff that I've given you. You can communicate with me through Canvas, through emails. You can come to my virtual office hours. But obviously email is going to be the primary way that we communicate. And Canvas, if you send an email through Canvas, it will come to me, or you can send it directly to me. My email address, of course, is at the top. and it's you should have it because I send the syllabus out. So it's all about practice. I'm suggesting that you are going to be spending between 8 and 12 hours each week. It's going to take practice. It's going to take time. My advice would be to block the time now. This is what time management people do. They say, okay, I'm going to work on accounting on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from this time to this time to get everything done. This is a guideline. The bottom line is you need to get the work done. And I would suggest going, if you don't have a private, quiet place at home, find one somewhere. There are going to be some options on campus where students can go and work in. I think they've set up the gym and other places on campus where you can go and work. And by the way, also you can check out a laptop from the college if you need to have a computer. And obviously you need to have a computer, so you can check out a laptop from the college, and I will provide you with the information on how to do that. So all the homework is going to be presented in Canvas and the Connect publisher's website. They've been linked together, so everything is in Canvas. If you have to go to Connect, you can go to Connect through Canvas. In fact, you have to go through Canvas. That's the only way it will work, but it works great. So you don't have to worry about logging in 2 different places or any of that. If you just focus on Canvas, everything will be there and available. We'll talk more about the homework in a minute here. There will be 3 writing assignments. These assignments will be due at exam number 2, exam number 4, and exam number 6 in the form of a 1-page essay. These are going to be ethical things that are in the textbook in the Beyond the Numbers section, and I will provide further instructions on that on Canvas with some more details. But there will be some writing assignments. So let's talk about what we are going to learn, right? So we're going to start out with what is essentially a review of chapters 1 through 12 in the form of financial statement ratios. We use these ratios in evaluating how good different companies are, how profitable they are, and comparing these ratios to other companies. So we'll go through what all these solvency and profitability liquidity ratios are and how they work and what's good and what's bad and how to compare them to other companies. Then we're going to go into the managerial side of things from chapters 14 on. We're going to talk about how companies prepare analysis of making products. This is when you manufacture, whether you're making toothpaste or you're making Cheetos or you're making hot dogs, or I will provide a video on how to make baseballs, but we will focus on manufacturing a product for virtually the rest of the semester. So chapter 14 is the basic concepts that talk about cost behaviors. Chapter 15 uses a job order costing system where customers get things the way they want them. This would be if you were building a custom home, or if you went in to take your car into a repair shop. Everybody that brings it in has some unique problem or issue, and so a job cost system would work in that environment. Chapter 16 is about process cost. Process cost is for companies that manufacture large quantities of the same thing. If they're making hot dogs, or they're making cereal, or they're making ice cream sandwiches, or whatever it is, they're exactly the same. Every single one of them is the same, and they make them the way that they make them, and you buy them as a customer the way that they make them. You don't get a choice. Well, you get a choice, but You don't get a choice of the size or what they do. You just buy what they make. Chapter 17 is about allocating overhead using different methodologies. The most current one is called activity-based costing, but this is all about applying the overhead to a manufacturing process, overhead being the rent or depreciation on factory equipment, supervisors, and other items that are expense items that relate to the overall function of the manufacturing facility. Then we'll talk about break-even analysis. Break-even analysis means how many of these things do we have to sell in order to make money. And so we talk about cost behavior, which is fixed and variable costs, and how that works in a manufacturing environment. We'll also talk about variable costing versus absorption costing. These are two different concepts. Absorption costing is what you learned in Accounting 100 and 101, but we're going to talk about variable costing, which is more of an internal reporting thing, because we want to do internal reports that are useful to managers for making decisions rather than people outside the organization. So external reporting is for people that want to invest or lend money to the business, and internal reporting is for people inside the organization to be able to run the business more effectively and efficiently. Then we'll talk about budgeting. A master budget is like a strategic plan that companies do because they want to look forward. Starbucks knows right now where they're going to be opening new stores in the future and possibly even closing stores. So when companies plan their operations, they may do a 3-month plan or a 1-year plan, and then maybe a 5-year strategic plan. We'll talk about those things in Chapter 20. In Chapter 21, we'll get into flexible budgeting, which means that at different levels of production, we might have a budget for different sizes or different volumes of production, because if we have a static budget and we do a lot more than we expected or a lot less than we expected, then that is not particularly useful. So flexible budgeting allows us to do a budget at different levels of production. Chapter 22, we're going to talk about larger organizations that use accounting to manage their different regions or their different stores. For example, Nordstrom's has stores all over the country, and within each store they have different departments that they want to report on to their managers, whether it's a store manager that covers one store or regional managers that might cover 4 or 5 stores, or the overall vice president that covers all the stores. Different reports that companies use in order to manage that process. And then in Chapter 23, we're going to do decision-making models. 23 and 24 are literally the capstone or the final thing that we're going to use to apply the concepts that we learn throughout the semester to making decisions. What do we do? Do we get rid of this product? Do we make it in-house? Do we farm it out? Do we lease this piece of equipment? Do we replace that piece of equipment? Do we open up a new store? Do we get rid of this store? All kinds of decisions that managers in a business will make based on financial information. So chapters 23 and 24, chapter 23 are more short-term decisions, and chapter 24 are more long-term decisions. If Nordstrom's decides to build a new store in a place, that is a long-term decision, because number one, it's going to take a long time for them to actually build the store, but then they're going to be using the store for 25 or 30 years, and so it's a decision that is hard to reverse. So that's the content. You will also be required to prepare some of the problems in Excel. If you're unfamiliar with Excel, I will give you some instruction on how to use Excel, and virtually every chapter I'll be doing problems in Excel because that's what I do. And so you will gain some skills in using Excel. You can do all the problems and exercises in pencil, but you do need to do one problem per exam in Excel. So this is a really, really important skill that accountants have, and obviously Excel is useful to people other than just accountants, but it is a tool that is really important that you get familiar with and develop some skills in, and you will have that option. I don't want to spend a lot of time on being dishonest. The bottom line is, this is an online class. I am going to have you confirm to me that you will do all the work yourself, and that's all I need. I want you to confirm that you're not going to cheat. You're not going to have other people do your homework for you. You're not going to have other people take exams for you. You're going to do the work yourself. So, why study accounting? Well, number one, it is a very, very robust job market for accountants. It is now, it will be in the future, and there's a number of reasons for that. But one thing that, well, I've got 6 things listed that are really cool about accounting. Number one, it hasn't changed much. The first accountant was a guy named Luca Pacioli in the 15th century. He developed this assets equals liabilities plus equity thing, and it's worked great for all that period of time. So it's the same all over the world. Every business in the world needs accountants because they need to keep track of the money. They need to keep track of inventory and fixed assets and receivables and payables and all the things that we know about. So they have to have accountants. It's that simple. And not only do most companies have accountants that work internally, they also hire accountants outside. The big 4 accounting firms go into companies and look over the shoulder of the people that are in there. So there's tremendous opportunities for accountants to provide service to businesses, whether they're internal or external. Many individuals, rich people that have a lot of money, that have that don't want to keep track of the money themselves, or they're not capable of it, or whatever it is, the Jeff Bezos of the world or Bill Gates, they don't keep track of their money. They have accountants that do that for them. And so there's a lot of those kinds of things. Lots of movie stars and television stars and recording artists, and they have accountants that keep track of their stuff for them. So there's a lot of opportunities there as well. So if you learn how to do this stuff and practice it, you will be employable. It's that simple. And the other cool thing is, we aren't math whizzes. Accountants don't know calculus and trigonometry and that kind of stuff. We don't need that. What we need to do is add and subtract. And every once in a while, we multiply and divide. So that's the cool thing about accounting, is we don't need to have some higher levels of math. We need really 4th grade math in order to do this work. So again, I'm so happy that you are here, and I look forward to working with you. Now let's just spend a few minutes talking about the schedule. Here is the schedule for the semester. The way this works is each week starts on a Monday. So we're going to go at a pace of about a chapter a week with an extra week for review. So we'll have exams every 3 weeks. So the first week will be the content for chapter 13, then chapter 14, then we'll also review some. We'll do a lot of review and practice in the 3rd week, and then everything will be due on Sunday, the 6th of September. So your first exam will be Monday, the 7th of September. You will have 24 hours. So at midnight on the 6th, which is a Sunday, the exam will open up in Connect through Canvas, and you can take the exam anytime in that 24-hour period. You will have 2 hours once the exam starts. So once you start the exam, you will have 2 hours to complete the exam. So if you start the exam after 10 o'clock on Monday night, you're going to run out of time. because at midnight it'll close. So just be careful. Now, I know it's Labor Day on the 7th of September. If that creates a problem for you, please reach out to me and we'll figure something else out. But in order just to keep this cycle going, I've just set this up so that every 3 weeks on Monday will be exam day. Again, even though it's Labor Day, you could take the exam at 6 in the morning, or you can take it at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Or you could wait on Sunday night at midnight. You can take it at 12:01 because that's when it will open up. If that is something that works for you, whatever it is, you will have 24 hours to do it. Okay? So all the homework will be due on Sunday night, the night before, on the 6th. So chapters 13 and 14 will be covered by exam 1, and then 15, 16 exam 2, and so on, and we'll work through it. Don't get too worried about what's going on in the future. We'll just focus on week number 1 this week. So those exams will be on, again, Labor Day, the 7th of September, the 28th of September, the 19th of October, the 9th of November, the 30th of November, and then the final exam, which will be a Friday, so you will have a couple of days short on that last week, but it'll be fine. That'll be a Friday on the 18th of December when the final exam will be. And each exam covers 2 chapters. Accounting, as you know, is evolutionary, so the concepts that you learn in the early chapters will also apply in the later chapters, but the problems and exercises on the exam will be just like the problems and exercises that you did in the homework. I'm just going to change the numbers and change the dates and the names and whatnot, but basically it's the same concepts in the exam. So if you practice the exercises and problems, you will be fine. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is in the textbook, these are the numbers of the exercises. So for chapter 13, I've assigned exercise 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 exercises, okay? When I put them in Connect, they're exactly the same exercises, but Connect renumbers them 1 through 9. So in Connect, they won't be 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. They will be 1 through 9. They're the same exercises. When you prepare your pencil version or your Excel version, I want you to label them with what they're in the textbook as. So when you submit your pencil version, you're going to have 13-1, 13-3, 13-4, etc. I've also prepared a video you must watch on how to prepare the working papers for the class that gives you some of the tips of things that I'll be looking for. But anyway, the point is these exercises that I've assigned are on the syllabus as they are in the textbook, but when they get into Connect, they will be renumbered. Okay, great. Okay, the last thing I want you to do is when you log into Canvas, you will see an assignment called Orientation Response. That's an assignment. It's worth points. In the text block of the assignment, I want you to type the following text message. If you want to take a picture of this right now, that's fine. But you're going to say, I have read the syllabus and viewed the orientation video, and I am ready to get started on my journey to learn accounting. I understand the requirements of the course and promise to practice, practice, practice. I am confirming that all work I submit in the class will be prepared personally by me, including the homework, quizzes, and exams. Wish me luck, and put your name and the course you're in. Okay? Easy peasy. Again, reach out to me with any questions or concerns, or if you just want to commiserate on the fact that we're not going to have any college football this year. But whatever you want, I'm here to help you. Reach out, and I will talk to you soon.